Hi LinkedIners, Kate here from Pelican for the weekly market roundup. First thing I should say is this is going to be the last formal weekly kind of market insights vlog that I'm going to be doing. We've had fantastic feedback on the vlogs that we've put out there over the course of lockdown, and we're going to be continuing with those, but we're going to make sure we're focusing on really specific subject matter to help job seekers, and also some thought pieces as well. We've had really positive feedback on the vlogs that we've done around things like CV writing, tackling the ATS systems, that kind of thing. So as I say, this will be the last one, but to kick off this week with the kind of market feedback, it's really positive. Everything is moving in the right direction. There's certainly still very much an upward trajectory in terms of job numbers and businesses coming back to hiring. And we were talking, my colleague and I were talking about this morning, and recruitment is a really emotional job. I know a lot of people probably think it's hard sales, it's all about the cash. We've all got hearts of stone, but it is an emotional roller coaster, and you have to be so heavily invested in the job and knowing what's going on at all times with regards to your market and the general economy and the general jobs market. So I was reading some really interesting information in the news this morning, which has been published by the REC, the Recruitment Employment Confederation, which we're part of, and they stated that in the last week of June, there were nearly 1 million job adverts posted versus the beginning of that month, which was an increase of 27,000 job adverts. So there's absolutely, obviously, an increase going on there. And some of those jobs are actually within the hospitality market, which obviously coincides with that market reopening over the course of the next few weeks, which will just have, a domino effect on consumer spending, consumer confidence, and therefore business confidence in hiring, growing, and also importantly, confidence will come back in terms of people actually looking to move jobs, which then of course creates opportunity, because I think a lot of people are very nervous about, or have been nervous about, doing that. So that energy will start to move again in the market. And talking about kind of market energy, we were talking this morning about how job opportunity in a situation like this anyway is really hard to track, because it changes and fluctuates week to week depending on the political situation, depending on the economic situation. So you have to think really strategically about your job search if you're out there hunting around, and this is something I have touched on a number of occasions, and really urged people to think about where they're spending their time when they're looking for jobs. And just to recap on the markets actually that are still, the trend is still there, that they're doing well and they're hiring a lot. FMCG, pharmaceutical, public sector, retail, insurance, and gaming and gambling in particular. That will again obviously shift and change as the next few weeks kind of roll out, and retail and hospitality continues to open up. But one industry area that we hadn't really thought about was the administrators. So obviously we've been reading lots of very negative news about high street retailers in particular having to go through administration, and we hadn't even crossed our minds to go and research that part of the market. And lo and behold, if you jump onto the career site for KPMG or Deloitte, or BDO, any of those big administrators, there are hundreds of jobs, and they don't tend to be as well publicised or as visible as consumer brands, for example, on LinkedIn. So the B2B side of things is just not, it's not as invested in terms of, as I say, publicising and advertising job vacancies. You do have to go and seek them out. So if you haven't looked at that part of the market and you're actively searching at the moment, go and have a look, jump onto the career sites, and I'd love to hear any feedback if people manage to get any traction with vacancies off the back of this video. But yeah, it's another pocket of opportunity in the market. So I guess the final takeaway from this week is that the opportunities are absolutely out there. You have to just take a step back and really build a bit of a strategy in terms of your job search, and think about, what kind of businesses are useful at the moment, which businesses have a real purpose in this situation, and which businesses will have a purpose coming out of lockdown and as hospitality and retail reopen. So I really hope that's useful. I was excited to hear about this revelation this morning. Colin, I think, had been doing some research yesterday and kind of discovered, these very fruitful career sites in the administrator world. So good luck if you're applying for vacancies. As I say, please let me know how you get on. I would love to get some positive feedback if this is, if this has a direct impact on somebody securing an interview or even a job. That'd be amazing. And yeah, look out for future vlogs from us. As I say, we're going to be putting together some ideas around different subject matter that we're going to cover over the next kind of few months. But as always, if you guys have got any feedback or content ideas that, subject matter you would like us to cover, please drop me an email or a message through LinkedIn, and we'll gladly take that on board and run with it. So hope you have a good weekend, and I'll be back soon.